Hey guys, I don't have much time, but I wanted to hop on here and do a quick story time. So, this time last year, about October 6th of 2023, we found out we were pregnant. And this would be our 4th pregnancy. And we were happy. We had already talked to the doctor and made sure it was okay for us to have another baby and got all the yeses. And so we were very happy that we were pregnant. And we found out within a few weeks, because we did the blood test, that it was a boy. And we were so excited because it would be the first boy that our little family has had. And so the whole pregnancy, it was going well. I was having some pains that I didn't have with my other pregnancies. Everything low hurt really bad, and I didn't I thought something was wrong, and I would ask the doctors. I would be like, I'm hurting, and I don't know why. And they'd be like, oh, it's just normal. That's normal normal pregnancy pains. And I was like, oh, okay. So went along with pregnancy. On Easter Sunday, my water broke, and I was only 28 weeks pregnant, and it was scary. It was very scary. So my water broke. We were out watching our kids do a little egg hunt, and I started walking, and I started feeling the water, and I was like, okay, my water's broke. And I told my husband, he's like, are you sure you didn't pee on yourself? And I was like, no, I remember, because my water broke with my first child. And I was like, no, this ain't water, this ain't pee. So I went to the bathroom, and by the time I went to the bathroom, it gushed. And I was like, we need to go to the hospital. And about that time, me and him start freaking out, get somebody to watch our kids. And we head to the hospital, and every step I take, more water is pouring. So I get in the hospital, and everybody's very hectic, because at the hospital we went to, they didn't have enough technology and advanced stuff. And they told us, they were like, you're either going in an ambulance or you're getting a helicopter to go to the nearest hospital, which was only an hour away. And I was like, well, I think it's crazy to put me in a helicopter. And I was like, well, if we have to, we will, which understandably, but I wasn't dilated at all. I was closed. I was not thinned out. And my water had just broke, and it was 28 weeks, and it was terrifying. And they were doing a bunch of blood work, all that good stuff, giving me antibiotics. They started on that, and then they transported me by ambulance to the next hospital, and they started me on magnesium, which makes you very sick. It is rough. But they started me on magnesium. They were like, if we can make it past this 48 hour window, the next goal will be just keeping you pregnant till 34 weeks. And I was like, okay. And so I ended up being in the hospital for almost a month. It was right at a month. And I think it was like a few days before I hit the month mark. And I started going into labor. And before all this, they kept telling me, your baby is healthy, your baby is fine, like he is the best on the unit. And they were like, your baby is so good. He met all the markers. And so that's all we got told. He was good. Everything was good. Everything was going to be okay. He was 3 pounds. He was going to be a great NICU baby. That's all we got told. I did a NICU tour, and the next day I went into labor. And when they first checked me, I was only a centimeter dilated. And I don't remember if it was only 25 minutes or if it felt like 25 minutes. Everything is still it's a blur. But it feels like within a few minutes they checked me again, and I was 10 centimeters. And they're like, we have got to go. So they were taking me for C-section, emergency C-section. And they got me in the operating room, and they were like, you might have to push. And I was like, I can't. He's breech. And they're like, well, we might have to anyway, because he's coming out. Like, my body was pushing him involuntarily. So they kept saying that. They tried to put the epidural in. It didn't work. So then the next thing I know, they were yelling, put her down, put her down. So they put the little mask on me, and they're like, are you taking deep breaths? And I was like, yes. And then they had to push something in my IV to get me to go under. And I woke up in the ICU, which I already intended to wake up in the cardiac ICU because I have complex congenital heart disease. And I'm very fortunate to be able to go through all this. But I woke up in the ICU, but I woke up with a ventilator. And so I was very sick. During the surgery, I bled out because my uterus, they said it tore like paper. So they had to do an emergency hysterectomy while they were in there, and they gave me 4 bags of blood while they were still doing the surgery. And so I'm on a vent when I come out, and I remember coming in and out, seeing different people in my room. And I remember I had the little mitts on, and I was asking, please take them off. Like, I'm not going to pull this out. Just take these mitts off. And finally, they took them off so I can write on a board. And then finally, they were able to take it off so I could talk. And it wasn't long after they took that out that all the doctors, it was like everybody, because I would be asking, I was like, how's my baby? Now, mind you, while I'm on the operating table, I'm looking at the doctor and I'm saying, something's wrong. Like, something is wrong. My baby is not okay. Something is wrong. And they were like, no, he's fine. Everything's going to be okay. We got all this under control. So, when I came to, I kept writing on the board. I was like, how's the baby? How's Rhett? How's he doing? And nobody would give me a straight answer. Nobody would answer me. Nobody would talk to me. And it was really aggravating me because I was not getting answers, even though I was on drugs and in a state, maybe they didn't feel like I could take it, but I felt like I already knew because people were getting pulled out of my room to talk to doctors, but nobody was talking to me. And it was getting really aggravating. My husband was with Rhett, holding Rhett, which he should be. He came and seen me, and then he went and held our son. So, after all that, everybody comes in at once. Family, doctors, my pastor, and they said, Shanna, the baby's very sick and he's not going to make it. And they said, do you want to hold him before he passes away? And as a mama, that is the hardest decision that you ever have to make. And in that moment, I chose not to hold him while he was alive because I didn't want to take any fighting chance that he had because he was on ventilators, he was on medicine, and I understand that he was very sick. And so I didn't want to take any chance that he had. So they kept asking me, they kept coming in, are you sure you don't want to hold your baby while he's living? And I was like, if you bring him in here and he dies in my arms, then I'm going to feel like it's my fault. So I cannot do that. So I let my husband hold him the whole time. And so they walk in with him a little bit later because they were like, do you want to hold him after? And I was like, yes. So my husband walks in and I said, is he already gone? And my husband said, yeah, he just a few minutes ago. And I looked down at him and he was so perfect. He was beautiful. So beautiful. And it's been a hard journey, but through it, I have learned how to be there for other moms that have gone through or are going through the same thing. And yes, I wish my son was here so much. It hurts seeing other babies around me. Not every day. Not every day does it bother me. It's only certain moments it'll hit, and I'm like, I just had a baby and I don't have him with me. And that hurts. But then there's other moments when I have joy for that person because they get to have that baby. Because, yes, it's an awful thing that we went through. But I believe that God has opened my perspective on life in general. And I want to use this to minister and to reach other women who are brokenhearted, who have lost children. Because you never know what it's like losing a child until you lose a child. And you never know how your words will affect those that have lost a child when you have never lost a child. But if you are experiencing this right now and you need someone to talk to, I would love for you to reach out. I'm here and I will be a listening ear. I will sit and listen if you want me to and not say anything. Or I could give you what helped me get through. And I could tell you honestly, the most thing that's helped is God. And if I didn't have a relationship with God, I don't think that I could have made it at all. I would not be here.